here's what I've heard, Steve, and I've heard this from both Democrats and Republicans in the United States Senate, that the Republicans were never empowered by our own leadership to really push for concessions. So, James Lankford from Oklahoma is getting a lot of crap for this. What I've heard is actually that he was told that he was not allowed to get major concessions on the border because this was always a fig leaf. It was always a question of how could you get enough on the border so the conservatives would swallow $61 billion for Ukraine. They may not love it, but they love border security. That was always the trade they were being forced to make. Well, as you know, Steve, if you go into negotiation and you're already preemptively giving concessions and you're unwilling to walk away because you're supposed to give border to get Ukraine funding, right? That's what the Democrats are saying. Well, if the Republican leadership wants Ukraine funding as much as the Democrats, we don't have any leverage to begin with. And that was the fundamental flaw in this entire process, is we had no leverage because our leadership didn't allow us to have leverage. That's why this whole thing is broken down. And that's why they've now immediately pivoted to getting money for Ukraine, which if we cared about the border, Steve, what we should be doing is going back to the drawing board saying, this isn't good enough, but still the deal is on the table. No more money for Ukraine unless Biden shuts down the border. The fact that we're not even doing that, Steve, gives the whole game away. It was never about the border. It was always about Ukraine.